fresh. Avery Sherman.
Back to the A, man. We going up. Do it being a player and a baller. Just wanna, yeah. Who want what? I'm feeling like bleak. I gotta wait.
Yo, we back. We back with another episode. Yes, indeed. It's your boy Avery Sherman. We back with another episode of the Avery Sherman Podcast. This is episode 20, and I would like to give myself a round of applause real quick one time. Yeah, because I finally got this audio set up. So, round of applause to me for that, for sure, man. It's a little warm in this thing. We gonna get right into the topics, though. I hope everybody doing well, doing good. Been a little couple of weeks since I last podded, but we're gonna catch up on some old stuff and then get into some current stuff. Some stuff from like a couple of weeks ago. But like Diddy, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Brother Love, got raided, and to the knowledge that I have, which is like public information, just like it was for like human trafficking, and it's all allegations right now that's against him, and his house was raided, but he is currently back. He was currently seen back at the crib since it's been raided, having a good time, enjoying himself. So we're gonna let that situation play out, but it is crazy to see this little whole Diddy stuff going about. I mean, crazy to the expect of like you just probably would have never expected Puff Daddy, but or you know what I'm saying, or you would have never expected R. Kelly, you know, just all the people that this has happened to, you would have never really expected them. But, you know, if you believe in the conspiracy theories and what they be saying going on in Hollywood and what you gotta do to get there, it ain't that crazy. It ain't that surprising. So definitely just waiting to see what's gonna play out of that situation. I ain't gonna ban his music. I ain't ban R. Kelly music, but definitely gonna, you know, I won't say look at him a certain way or anything, but just it is what it is with that situation, you know. All right, on to the next thing. The Baltimore Boat Crash. That was a big little thing. They said the power had went out and they wasn't able to make the turn or something like that. So they crashed into the bridge, the pretty famous and popular bridges out there in Baltimore. That was crazy. There's conspiracy theories on that as well, but I don't think it was I don't know what to make of it as far as a conspiracy theory, so I didn't really dive too deep into that. I just took it for what it was. I guess a little boat crash because lost a little power or whatever. There was some stabbings in Rockford recently, like back-to-back days. The first person who was stabbed was a young man named Jason. The crazy thing is I worked with Jason. I had worked with him on a job. And he was a cool young man, like, full of life, you know, like to have a good time, chill. To my knowledge, wasn't up to no good. Just working and enjoy life for the most part. That's what I really got from bro, is that he enjoyed life. He enjoyed having a good time, living it, you know what I'm saying, and doing the things that you can do in life. And he was working. He wasn't sitting around on his butt looking for a handout. So R.I.P. Jason. I honestly want to dedicate this podcast to my boy. And just say it's fucked up, bro. I hate that happened to you. And I I wish for strength and I said prayers to your family. And shit, I'll never forget who you was, my boy. 100, straight up, cool young dude. But then the following day, it was like a mailman got ran over and stabbed. A 15-year-old girl got stabbed. And the guy, they caught the guy and everything. And he admitted to doing everything. He was just saying, I guess that like he got his drugs laced or whatever, and he just started spazzing out. So that's that situation. It's real unfortunate. It just reminds me that we are currently living in the last days. And my grandmother told me, well, why is it a reminder? I mean, it was back-to-back days, and I don't recall ever in my existence of life hearing about stabbings in back-to-back days on the news. So, to me, that was a sign that we just living in the last days, and my grandma told me that the world was going to be like this. It's a scary, dangerous, mean, hateful place where it is messed up that he went out and stabbed those folks and everything. The also messed up part is that if it is true that his drugs was laced by probably somebody he close to that caused him to act out like this. So it is a dangerous, nasty, scary world. And like I said, it's very unfortunate that the mailman lost his life and that Jason lost his life. And it's unfortunate that if that man's drugs was laced, that's unfortunate as well. Moving on to the next subject that we got. Tim Tszyu recently had a fight. Before the Crawford and Spence fight in the boxing world, like, Tim Tszyu was getting a lot of noise. Like, yeah, he was doing his damage. I don't want to make it seem like it wasn't worthy. He wasn't worthy of the noise that he was getting to receiving. But I just didn't understand why they was making such a big deal about him. And then I did see some fights, and I'm like, well, he is knocking fools out. You know, he got some punch power, so I see where they was coming from. But I still just didn't think he was like super polished or anything. So with that being said, Tim Tszyu lost his last fight versus Sebastian Fundora. And Sebastian Fundora, if you're not familiar, he a taller, lankier fighter. And it seems like he was just able to stay out of Tim Tszyu's reach for the most part. It did get a little bloody. I want to say both of them were bleeding. I want to say Tim Tszyu caught a cut on the forehead from an elbow, but not like an elbow thrown, more so like he was like ducking in, and then Fundora had his shield up, and it was kind of like Tszyu just banged his head, or they clashed with the elbow to the forehead, but it didn't seem intentional at all. But I'm sure it had to be tough fighting through all that blood for Tim Tszyu with the blood constantly running down over the face. So he still went the distance, and he made a good argument to kind of try to say he won, you know. But the decision went to Sebastian, and it was a decent little fight. I only watched the highlights. I didn't see the full fight. But from what I did see, like the first round, Tim Tszyu was on him, but Sebastian just seems to be able to put that reach and that size to use and staying out of the way of the more critical punches, and then also just being able to deliver the jab kind of consistently or across kind of consistently just with the reach. Staying in the boxing world, Rolly Romero, he lost to Pitbull Cruz. I was excited for that fight just because, like, Pitbull Cruz is earning my respect. I ain't gonna lie. Bro, just a little Pitbull for real. Like, he don't give up. He gonna keep coming, and he hit hard. And then Rolly, because for the Gervonta fight, I felt like Rolly had some potential a little bit. And then I'm like, okay, he got mollywopped. He got put down. All right. He was still talking stuff after that. I felt like he was athletic and he had some punch power. So I felt like, you know, with his defense, with him being athletic, he should be able to get in there out of punches. And then with him having some power, he could be able to drop some fools. So I didn't write him all the way off after the Gervonta Davis fight. But after watching him versus Pitbull Cruz, I don't know, Riley. The top guys just may not be your best opponents, I should say. But he took a loss on the knockout, and it wasn't pretty. And shout out to Pitbull Cruz. Another win. And this is the second. I watched his other fight, which I want to say was on the undercard of the Terrence Crawford Errol Spence fight. And he did a good job in that fight as well. And then he just did his thing versus Rolly Romero too. So shout out Pitbull Cruz. Once again, I didn't see the full fight, just seen the highlights. And it was pretty entertaining. I mean, from the little bit that it was, Pitbull, like I said, gave him a nice one, dropped Rolly Romero, and Rolly was looking pretty lost. Moving on to the next subject or next topic, we got Caitlin Clark. Really can't talk current basketball, like this week's basketball or this month's basketball or this year's basketball, without mentioning the name Caitlin Clark, especially on the women's side of the game. That game she had versus LSU was crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I ain't never seen a female just pulling like that ever in my life. Like, the rawest female hoopers I ever known. Like, I never seen them just pulling like carelessly like that, so deep like that. She really put on a show that LSU game. And I mean, I don't hate to say it because I ain't like a big LSU fan. Like, I mess with Roll Tide. But like, just on the black girl side, on the sister side, on the black girl magic side, black girl rock, stuff like that, like, it was crazy to see LSU go down, for sure. And big shout out to them, Angel Reese and Flo J and Haley Van Witt. But Caitlin just really showed her abilities that night. And like I said, it was deserving in a sense that LSU did put them out the year before. You know, and I don't mean any harm at all when I say this, but LSU did put them out the year before. So it was fitting that Caitlin Clark got her get back on the team that put her out. And yeah, so it was fitting. And I was just looking down because I'll stay on topic. I mean, I'll stay to the subject, but switch the topic a little bit. But before I finish that, I just want to say shout out to Caitlin Clark. You did your thing, played an amazing game, had an amazing tournament, and obviously amazing career at Iowa. And I wish you the best in your next endeavors. And yeah, you did your thing, girl. 41 points, 12 assists to beat LSU to get your revenge. Staying on that, I'll just say, like, Angel Reese went on after the game and she was just saying, like, she ain't been able to have a break since the championship, and the nonstop ridicule, the nonstop harassment, said she received death threats. I think that's crazy. To send a death threat to a college kid is crazy over a basketball game. It's just crazy, like, but this is the world that we live in. I hate that she had to go through that. And I just wanted to say, you know, like, stay strong, sister, and keep your head up, keep being an inspiration for the young ladies out there, and, you know, maybe take some of that advice that Diana Taurasi gave to not, I don't assume that it was directly to Caitlin Clark, but just to all the young girls coming in the game, and use that advice for life, because I feel like sports relates to life a lot, which is just that it's going to get serious, it's going to get a lot more. It's not, as you coming out of college and as you coming out of your childhood, like, the world is a cold place. So to Angel Reese, I just want you to, you know, put that little chip on your shoulder and keep a strong mind, because the more success you're gonna have, the more ridicule, and the more hate, and the more harassment you're gonna have. hopefully no more death threats because that's crazy. But just stay strong and try not to let it get to you. But staying in the subject of women's basketball and college basketball, South Carolina, they go on to have the perfect season. Shout out to Dawn Staley, the coach, and all the women on her team, all the young ladies on her team. They had an amazing season, undefeated, like 37-0. I want to say it don't get no better than that. It really just don't get no better than that. Like 37-0 is crazy. It's a beautiful thing. They got a 6'7" girl, Cardoso. She balling, you know. You got a couple freshmen. I don't want to mess any names up, so I'm gonna just say some numbers. Cardoso, I was able to remember that name, but I don't want to mess up any other names. So number 5, number 12. I want to say number 22 or number 24. The girl that Caitlin Clark waved her off last year, said she wasn't gonna guard her. She came back on a vengeance. She came back with a vengeance, on some revenge, and she got that get back for sure. So I just want to give a shout out to the South Carolina women's basketball team. And I seen a little picture, a little video clip showing that they practice against all men. Students that go to the school, that's what they practice against. They practice against the guys when they scrimmage. So I don't know if that has anything to do with them being undefeated this year or them just looking so dominant over all the other girls too. But yeah, definitely I feel like improves their game that much more. And well, not necessarily just that little bit much more, but I definitely think that gives them an edge over their competition. Even if the edge is that much or that much, I do think working with the fellas make them a lot more advanced or have some type of edge over the women they're playing against. So just shout out to South Carolina women's basketball team once again. Congratulations, Coach Staley, and I wish you plenty of success going forward and keep up the good work. Going on to the next topic, we got maturity in hip hop. And I'll say this because the last pod we was talking about JCole and Drake being dissed by Kendrick Lamar in a verse. And since then, JCole has responded. He dropped 7-minute drill. And it kind of got like a poor receiving, I would say, maybe. Or just not the receiving that I expected, because after listening to it, I felt it was pretty good. It wasn't with the same like or same like aggression that Kendrick Lamar had, but J. Cole was still talking his shit. With that being said, you know, like J. Cole at a Dreamville festival, and he apologized to Kendrick about the 7-minute drill song. Said he felt like it was one of the lamer things he has ever done or had ever done. So I just want to speak to that a little bit. Like, I don't really think like hip hop need to be all like beef. And do I feel like J. Cole need to be going at him crazy? Like, nah, not necessarily. I mean, like, yeah, he does. But if J. Cole is cool on that, like, if he feel like he want to apologize and he don't want to beef no more, like, that's cool too. Like, people grow up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how much of that the best stuff can you really be talking if you don't wanna be going at people's necks and you're gonna be apologizing after you this. But I do feel like hip hop is maturing to a level, maybe a little bit, with Jay-Z, J. Cole, the likes of them. being business savvy by Jay-Z and J. Cole just not being caught up with all of the hoopla and chains and trying to stay relevant and all this stuff. He kind of just be chill on his little bike and staying back to himself, staying out of the camera's way and everything like that. And I think it changed hip hop. And then especially with all the women coming in, the different genres and styles of the hip hop is maturing to a level of sometimes a person may just want to do the music and not get into the war of words. I don't fault J. Cole for that. I ain't giving him the big hard time that everybody is. And this topic kind of will pop back up later. On to some sports though. Shout out the Lakers. They're doing pretty well. They in the 8th or 9th seed right now. And they looking good. As far as, offense scoring easily. Defense is coming together, which has always kind of pretty much been there, but it's showing when it needs to show. Everybody's looking good. D'Angelo Russell's playing well. Rui's playing well. LeBron's playing well. He just went crazy the other night. AD's playing crazy good right now. We got Gabe Vincent back. Hopefully we can get Vando back. And I think my team gonna make a championship run this year. Also on sporting news, Stefon Diggs got traded. That's crazy. It was like, I seen a thing that said he made a post, or he commented on a post that said, does Josh Allen really need a number one receiver or a top tier receiver to have success? And then they was like, no. And then Diggs commented like, are you sure? And then like, I guess, I'm not sure if this is true or not, but then like within like an hour of that, he was traded. But I'm pretty sure they was already working on the trade before that. But he is now a Houston Texan. So that's going to be interesting to see how the Texans fare out now with C.J. Stroud and Stefon Diggs. It's going to be exciting to see what they're going to bring to the table next year. I'm definitely looking forward to that. Okay. Now, onto some more topics. We got DJ Akademiks sends a message to Drake. I told you this topic was going to come back up. Sends a message to Drake saying that please not do what J. Cole did. Akademiks, I don't even know what to say. Like, I don't know. I really don't know what to say, honestly. Like, I understand you cool with Drake and you could DM and he'll respond to you. So I ain't hating on that. Like, kudos, credits, like, you can DM Drake and get a response. That's what's up, for sure that. But about J. Cole saying sorry, like, it ain't even that big of a deal, bro. Like, I don't know what that was about, but I ain't gonna speak even too much on that. Besides, like, you was catching hella backlash, though. People saying, like, you trying to keep negativity up in the hip-hop industry and all of this, and you just out for the BS and everything. And, like, with me just speaking on and saying I feel like hip-hop was maturing, that type of stuff is just, I don't know. But on to something else Akademiks did. Akademiks said he thinks he has more influence in hip-hop than Meek Mill. He said this in his stream. I had caught a little clip. And I heard him say that in his stream. He said, you mad because I got more influence than you? I don't know, Ak. I don't know. I do not think you have more influence in the rap game than Meek Mill. Meek Mill was and is, because he is still alive, and was and is a successful rapper in the rap game. And with you, I'd say highly successful rapper in the rap game. And with you being a hip hop media personality. That's the most I can give you. I don't know what you're doing, so I don't want to speak too much. But I don't know if you work for any labels, any music labels, and you never made a song. We never heard you rap or nothing. I heard you not even a real DJ. So I'm not sure how or where you would have the more influence in the hip hop culture or in the rap game than Meek Mill. But to each his own. That's how you feel. That's how you feel. I ain't here to argue with you. I'm just saying I think you wildin', my boy. I think you wildin'. But staying in the Maybach music bag, Wale and Meek, I guess they having words more recently, but that's nothing new really. I mean, I thought they just been going at it since the start of that whole Maybach music with them two on it. Like, I don't know. Just nothing new there though. Besides, there was something being said that Ant Glizzy was saying that Ant Glizzy and Shy Glizzy were requested by Wale to do something to Meek, or suggested that they should do something to Meek. So Meek was just saying like if he confirms that, like he on a different time with Wale for sure. We'll see. If Wale did do that to just suggest that they should do something, that's crazy. Like I'd never tell Wale to be one of those type of guys. Like that to me, that's almost like hating. Like how you gonna request somebody else to do something to somebody because you don't like them, and not trying to pay them or nothing, just a suggestion. Like, that's pretty wild to me. But it's nothing new there. So besides that little information about having some harm done to me. I'm gonna move on to the next topic though. JT, staying with beef though. JT and Yung Miami. I thought they'll be back. Cool. It's just a battle of he say, she say. They going through with JT. If I ain't mistaken, she's still off with Uzi. And then you got Yung Miami who dealing with the Puffy situation, the Diddy situation. So they're really in two different stratospheres right now. And when you and your people, or you and a loved one or a close one, is in two different worlds, it's easier for people to paint the other one against you because y'all in different places right now, mentally and just with dealing with life and stuff. So people gonna be able to have more of an influence that is closer around you at the current time. But like I said, I do think they would be back cool, and I'm not really taking much out of it besides maybe trying to stay a little relevant. And JT said she would like to have a sit down with Carisha Please. So I think they'd be back cool. I seen an interesting video on the internet. I think it's from like last year. But where the video clips on for me is there's a older white male out of Apple River in Wisconsin. He's being harassed by some teenagers. To make a long story short, they push him over. You see them physically putting their hands on him, either striking him or pushing him over in the water. Eventually, he grabs a blade out of his pocket or from wherever he grabs the blade from. Stabs a few people. One person dies. Like I said, that's the information that I have, and that's where the video cut on for me. So with that being said, like young folks out here, leave these old people alone. Like, what are y'all doing? Y'all, and I'm going off the basis of what I seen on the video. If y'all just out here harassing that man, and now something bad didn't happen to y'all, like, what world do y'all live in? Y'all had to expect or think something was going to happen from y'all causing harm to him or giving him a hard time. If it does come out that things were different than what I was aware of, and I heard them saying in the video that he was out there looking for a little girl or something like that, but the teenagers were saying that he said that he was looking for a girl, but wasn't 100% sure about that because I didn't hear him really say it. But it was just interesting, man, to see how the young generation is moving nowadays. Like, definitely shouldn't be putting your hands on the older folks at that, especially in the bullying way almost, or in the harassing way. The trial is going on right now, I believe. And if those young people were out there harassing that older man, I do hope he walks, because we all going to be older one day. And we don't want no younger generation just ragdolling us around like we're nothing, anymore. So until I get a little bit more on that information, that's all I'm going to have to say about it. But it just wasn't too pleasant to see. That's what the youth was out here doing. Young teenagers, older teenagers. That's what they was out here doing. Harassing the older man. And then putting it on video. And then being shocked and upset and scared when something bad happened to them from them harassing. I just don't get the logic in that. And don't understand that at all. It's another step in maturing, which is just like not having that type of fun. Ain't nothing really cool or fun about that. I was a teenager once too, and I had my days where I didn't make the most smartest decisions either, but I matured past that. And I just would like all younger generations to mature past just ignorant fun, just the type of fun that doesn't bring you good karma. Those are all the topics I have for today. UConn just won the national championship. Shout out to UConn. Interested to see where that big man from Purdue is going to go and how high he's going to go. It's Tuesday, the 10th. Tuesday the 10th of April. Birthday in 8 days. Don't really have any plans. Don't know what I'm going to do. Really just kind of want to go eat some food down at a place I like to have food at, a place called Flav's. I did a little review on them on my channel. You can go check it out. But no major plans for the birthday. Nephew's here. He got here in February. Got to go see him in February. No, in March. Got to go see him in March. It was a good time. Had a good time seeing him. Love my little nephew so much, man. And been at the gym a lot more. Got to get in there today. That's for sure. And just been living life, trying to take things one day at a time, man. And stay motivated. Not let little stuff get to me. Yeah. With that being said, we're going to wrap this podcast up. I appreciate everyone for being there with me. Oh, I didn't get no shout out to this podcast. Shout out to my mom, dad, my sister, my babies, Amari and Zakai. Not last but not least, my Connogram. Shout out to all the movers and the shakers, the thinkers, the people that make stuff happen, and all the masses who make this a thing. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. Go subscribe to my channel. Go follow me on my social medias. Stay tuned for more content, more videos. Stay tuned to my channel for more content, for more videos. Until next episode. Once again, I appreciate y'all for being here with me. It's your real trail meek, clean as a squeak host, Avery Sherman. And I am out.
The Avery Sherman Podcast.